For the sake of the dying and much abused environment, we would like the government to maintain the Environmental Protection Agency for the good of the American people and the world. The EPA, or Environmental Protection Agency, was originally established in 1970 under President Richard Nixon, and over the past 47 years has banned the use of lead-based paint for housing and limited its usage in consumer products. Banned the use of DDT, a widely used cancer-causing pesticide. Forced all U.S. cities to build or pledge to build sewage treatment facilities by 1988, which caused rivers and lakes that are safe for activities such as fishing, tourism, and even swimming. Halted the use of nearly all lead gasoline, resulting in a 98% reduction of lead levels in the air. Required the treatment of hazardous waste before entering landfills, preventing gasoline and other various chemicals from seeping into underground water supplies. Established pollution control standards in order to reduce toxic air pollutants originating from chemical plants by 90%. An evaluation of cities across the U.S. in 1995 showed that two-thirds of all metropolitan areas with unhealthy air had met air quality standards within a short half-decade, providing clean air to over 50 million Americans in major cities like San Francisco and Detroit. The work of the EPA has provided clean air, clean water, safe and nutritious food, and trustworthy consumer products and imports. Without the Environmental Protection Agency, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of Americans, from our peers to our children, would all be at a much higher risk of lung cancer, bladder cancer, developmental delays or disorders, mood disorders, joint and muscle pain, high blood pressure, and many other horrendous illnesses.
Of course, with every decision comes consequences, for if there were a right path to take, there would be no need for debate. Those who oppose the Environmental Protection Agency, such as President Donald Trump, see the EPA as an economic hazard. By increasing or maintaining the power of the EPA, more regulations will be created and enforced, therefore restricting major industries from expanding to their full potential. There are approximately 2 million jobs in the fossil fuel industry, and with this industry rising to become larger than ever before, many workers are looking to prevent several EPA restrictions in order to help stimulate greater job growth. This argument, however, is flawed in multiple aspects. For one, the fossil fuel industry is actually projected to begin its terminal decline within the next few years, regardless of Environmental Protection Agency related restrictions. Secondly, green energy alternatives are slowly becoming cheaper to use in the production of electricity rather than fossil fuels. And thirdly, the creation of jobs within the fossil fuel industry further opposes our 4-decade-long pursuit of a higher skill requiring mass of American jobs. By maintaining the EPA, and with the inevitable decline of the fossil fuel industry, we will stay one step ahead of other countries in becoming self-sustaining. In becoming self-sustaining, we will not only further loosen our dependence on other countries, such as those involved in the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, thereby giving us greater diplomatic political powers, but we will also have the ability to sell off such technology, thus offering us greater bartering powers in order to better align ourselves with hostile countries such as North Korea, Syria, China, or Russia. By further globalizing and technologically advancing all countries who wish to trade with us, we will gain money, stronger political ties, and access to a world which has the ability to produce a cleaner and healthier environment. Even though the Environmental Protection Agency has the potential to accomplish a lot, it eats up a lot of money. Their budget, however, is only $9 billion. In comparison to the $3.5 trillion that the U.S. government spent in total in 2016 under the Obama administration, the $9 billion which was spent on the EPA only accounts for 0.24% of all federal government spending, a small price to pay for a clean domestic market and environment. In conclusion, considering the environmental benefits, technological advantages, diplomatic and political powers, and the cost-effective nature of the Environmental Protection Agency, as well as the lack of consequences in maintaining or expanding such an essential segment of the federal government, we demand that the federal government not only maintain the EPA, but also increase its budget, therefore bettering its abilities in protecting and improving the economy, the country, and the planet that we all share.